Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Fit for Purpose podcast. My name is Jacob, and this is Brandon.
On today's episode, we dive deep into the current health of our nation. We are more unhealthy than ever before. Obesity rates are higher than they've ever been. Chronic pain is higher than it's ever been. So we want to dive deep into these topics and provide you with solutions so you can avoid being a part of the statistics.
Yeah, we also talk about the importance of the investment in a high-quality personal trainer and how they can help you solve some of these problems.
Be sure to join us, and while you're at it, hit subscribe and follow along the journey.
There's this thing that I know I could do and I should do, but for some reason I'm just choosing not to. It's like, okay, how do I actually change happens like here first, you know? And then it's, okay, I know I could do that. I know I should do that. When am I going to start making the decision to do that?
Ultimately, it's like, yes, we are saying you need to take ownership. You know, there are a lot of things that you've got to start doing for yourself in wanting to change your reality, but you also don't have to do that stuff alone. Dude, tell us about this this cardio piece you hit today.
Oh, okay. So my Wednesday workout right now is just core and cardio. So did 4 core exercises, kind of focusing on different different movements, different abilities that the core has. Mm-hmm. So I did some GHD sit-ups, I did some hanging leg raises, I did side planks, and I did ab rollouts.
Nice.
And then the finisher is some bike intervals. So today I did 5 rounds of 45 on, 75 off.
Brutal.
I mean, it can be brutal if you're pushing yourself during that 45 seconds, if you're taking it to that level. So I started week 1 going 75 on, 45 off. And then week 2 did 60 on, 60 off. Week 3 is 45 on, 75 off. And then the 4th week will be 30 on, 90 off. With the intention of hitting the same amount of calories every... that was totally in the frame. All good. Good catch on that. With the goal of hitting the same amount of calories every week. So like the first week you have obviously more work time, and then that work time decreases over the 4 weeks. But if you up your RPMs that you're trying to hold on the bike for that work period, the goal is to like see if you can hit the same amount of calories every week, or roughly the same amount of calories per round, even though you're going, 15 or 30 seconds shorter in that round. So yeah, it's been going good. I was able to match my calories week 1 and 2, but it dropped off a little bit today.
Rightfully so.
Yeah. But
yeah, I don't know that I've ever held, as you were saying, you hit like, was it 80 RPMs for 45 seconds straight?
Yeah, I was holding, a little over 80.
That's brutal.
I was holding 80 to 83, and then the last round I was like struggling to keep it at like 78, 79. So I finished with 98 calories. I had 80 calories after 4 rounds. So I was averaging my 20 calories per round, which was kind of my goal. And then that last round, I wanted a 100 calories so bad, but I just could not.
It was not.
It was not
You're just emptying the tank.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
you just lay there dead for a minute after, I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, the worst is just my quads would just not settle down. My quads were just aching for like 10 minutes, but felt great after that.
Yeah. You get a little dopamine high after the.
Yeah. Once everything calms down, I'm like, oh, I feel so good.
Yeah. You never regret it after.
Instantly after, I'm like, I shouldn't have done that. I think I'm going to throw up. But then about 10 minutes later, about 10 minutes later, I'm like, oh, I feel good.
Yeah. I did a VO2 max test not long ago and made
on the bike
mistake. Yeah,
or running
on a bike.
Okay.
And it's like a magnetic resistance cycle bike.
Yeah.
So, but I made the mistake of doing like squats and leg extensions in my workout, and then
the same day.
In the same day.
Oh, dude, you did not get an accurate.
No, and then an hour later went to go do this test, and I guess I didn't really anticipate like.
What were you thinking?
I don't know, honestly. So you hop on this thing, and it's like not only did my quads like seize up, but then you've got that like mask on your face, and you're just breathing hot air at yourself, and it's like it's so uncomfortable.
It's terrible.
Like I wish I could have I didn't want to start throwing out all the excuses as to why I got the number that I got, but I mean, we've made some changes since.
Yeah.
But I was just like so defeated. I'm like, dude, I couldn't push one more round on this thing.
Yeah.
Because it was
They upped the resistance on the bike.
Yeah, every 60 seconds they up the they're not upping the resistance, they're upping the amount of power that you have to hit.
Oh, the wattage. Yeah, so you're trying to maintain it.
And then it's up to you to kind of like sit in the right pacing so that you're not doing too many like RPMs and or you're not pushing too much power. You kind of like got to find the right spot.
Yeah.
Because like the magnetic resistance on the bike is goofy, in which like you could barely be pushing anything, but you've got to like cycle super fast to get to the wattage.
Yeah.
And or the opposite where you're like really slow, but it's like you're pushing slow.
Yeah, if the resistance is high, but
yeah. So you kind of got to right size it.
Do you get to choose your resistance then? Or do they set it? Did they set it for you?
I think they set it for you.
Oh,
it's like a computer generated magnetic. It was pretty insane.
Yeah, I've only ever done it on the treadmill.
Okay.
Yeah, which for me, I feel like, I mean, depending on the bike, depending on the resistance, but like you were saying, your quads like were torched before.
Yeah.
Probably long before your lungs were
1000%.
maxing out.
Yes.
Whereas I feel like on a treadmill, at least for me, it's like my legs aren't going to be the thing that gives out. It's going to be my cardiovascular endurance.
On the treadmill, are you jogging, or are they just upping the resistance and you're walking at like or incline or something?
So they up the pace and the incline every like 90 seconds.
Okay.
So you go from like 6 miles an hour to like 7 with a slight incline to like 8 with a more incline.
Oh my
and eventually
gosh.
just like kind of like it gets exponentially harder.
Yeah.
To where you just
you're dead sprinting like up the superstitions. Like
well, when I did it the first time, the tech like pulled me off. She was like, "Okay, your VO2 max stopped going up," because it's like Bluetooth, you know, they can see it.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Okay, it stopped coming up," and she just pulled me off. It was like, but I was like, I was still nose breathing.
Yeah.
And so I redid it in the same day, like 30 minutes later. I was like, I want to retry. And I was like, just let me take myself off of the treadmill when like I'll tap out. You don't have to pull me off.
Yeah.
And my score jumped by like 6 points.
Yeah. That makes sense.
But I would like to try it on a bike too, but
yeah, I want to go redo it.
Yeah.
Because for the last like 6 months, I've been doing cardio like 3 to 4 times a week. So
how long has it been since you did the test?
It would have been November, I think.
Oh, okay.
So November to April, shy of 6 months.
I've seen you on the Concept 2 bike doing your zone 2
so that
sessions.
was a purchase I made immediately after.
Really?
I was like, yeah, I got to do this more often.
I want the Concept 2 bike because it seems like you can do some of those like nicer zone 2 sessions on it, whereas the Echo bike, it's too much
there's
resistance.
like a whole catalog of workouts you can do, the interval style stuff, whatever. I honestly just get like a time, and then I just try to match a certain pace, like on RPMs. Like I kind of like sitting at like a 3 or 4 damper, and then like yesterday I did 3, but I went for 40 minutes, and then I was trying to just sit at like 70 RPMs like the whole time. So my heart rate didn't really get past like, I think at a peak point at like 120, and then it would drop kind of back down, average like 114 or something heart rate. So my goal is not to like use that as a, like you use the Echo bike. It was more just like, I want to sit here.
Yeah, that's a completely different intention.
Yeah, two different feels. But I love it. I've been doing that, and then I've been running like 1 to 2 times a week on top of that. So yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, on Sundays I'll do, like this last Sunday I did like 20 minutes steady state on the Echo bike. But
which is brutal.
Well, I mean, depending on the pace you hold, but
do you ever go back and forth between like the rower and the bike? Like if I'm doing like a 20-minute bout, I'll usually use like 2 tools so I can like break it up, the monotony of it. But
yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying is like the Echo bike is like, it's harder to stay on the Echo bike for that long.
Yeah.
And it feels like the resistance is like, you can't adjust the resistance. No. And it feels like it's almost a little bit too high where, you know, your legs get tired. You can't, and it's not as comfortable to be on for that long.
You can't settle in.
Yeah.
And you also like, what I like about the Concept too, like I put a TV in the garage and I'll throw like a podcast on.
Yeah.
Or like I'll throw like an episode of a show on, and for like 40 minutes, I'm just like locked into that.
And it's more comfortable to like sit on. Like you can kind of like.
Totally. Well, the seat is definitely cycle style. Like it's tiny. Like it's up in your crotch.
But as far as like the ergonomics of it.
Yeah.
Like the Echo bike is.
Oh, it's this beefy thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I almost wish you could put like the Echo seat on the Concept 2 bike.
Dude, man.
You know, a little modification.
Yeah. Bust out your dad tools.
Put some spinners on it too, maybe.
Chrome spinners.
It's just a cushiony, like, imagine like you seen those bikes like that have the big old chopper handles?
Yeah.
It's like that plus cushiony seat. And I'm just like, it'd be crazy.
That'd be sick. There you go.
Concept 2 mods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if you get like a seat cover.
Yeah,
Those,
probably.
Those like, apparently those skinny like seats, like the cycle seats are not good for your manhood.
Yeah, I would
the
agree.
Pressure on like
agree,
your perineum, like that space between your, your balls and your asshole.
I will vouch for that.
Yeah. I mean, like I
may just get some of those compression shorts like that have the pad in them.
Yeah.
Dude,
you should get a full cycle like
shout
suit.
out Mark, dude. I got a client who he actually he lives like in the neighborhood, maybe I don't know, 1 to 2 miles away. And so he'll cycle over in the mornings as like part of his warm up and then he'll cycle home. But he like wears those shorts like during his workout. He like calls it out. It's like he's like, I got my diaper pants on today. Like it's so funny.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know where I had read that, but like guys that cycle a lot and spend hours on those seats, apparently it does something to your sperm production or your.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because you're like putting pressure on the plumbing.
I mean, it's like the same thing as like, did you wear skinny jeans back in the day?
Yeah, a little bit.
They used to like
6th grade.
Yeah, they used to be like, you can't wear skinny jeans because the compression will start to do that. It'll like kill off your sperm count or like even just the heat alone.
Yeah, because you don't want it to be too tight to the body.
I rock some skinny jeans, bro. I will not shy away from admitting
when
that.
I was in like 6th grade, I bought a pair of like girls' jeans.
Yeah, you did.
Like, you know how like the guys used to wear the girl jeans?
Yes.
Like it was literally a pair of jeans were made for girls. And I rocked those.
And then like maybe like a deep V.
Yeah, dude.
And like the beanie.
Tight
or
jeans with like the belt, like the flared bottoms, and then like a deep V. Wow.
Were you listening to like some screamo too while you're at it? Some emo,
dude.
Hawthorne Heights on repeat.
The Used.
Yes. I think they're from here, aren't they? The Used?
I have no idea.
That's a random fact, but.
Did not know that.
Yeah. I think they're Mesa boys.
Really?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
I could be wrong. I think the Used and the Main are both from here, and then also Jimmy Eat World is from here.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe that's why the Used just resonated with me.
Dude, you were in your feels with your skinny jeans, with your girl jeans. No, the girl jeans era, that was a thing.
That was huge.
I think I don't know if I like missed that era. Or, like I had friends that did that. I was just like never gonna fully commit. Like I was just gonna like Zoomies or like Industrial
and get
Ride
skinny
Shop
jeans,
and get the
but not actual girl jeans.
Not actual girl jeans. But dude, there is nothing like the feel of like Arizona heat, getting out of the shower, still kind of humid, and then like trying to just get these things on your legs. Bro.
Walking to elementary school with these freaking tight ass jeans on.
What were we thinking, dude?
Gotta look cool, man.
I switched to doing just like a straight and or baggy fit if I'm wearing like pants.
Yeah.
And once your eyes like get adjusted to that, you can't go back. It's just like.
I mean, especially if you start like squatting regularly.
For sure.
You can't.
For sure.
You can't just be wearing some tight ass jeans on those legs.
Ah, dude, I'll probably put a hole with my butt. Bend down and just like SpongeBob.
Yeah. Pretty much stick to gym shorts like 90% of the time.
Yeah.
Or loose fitting like sweats or joggers or something.
For sure.
Yeah.
What are your sweats?
Someone asked me this the other day. I don't own a single pair of denim jeans.
Really?
Yeah. Right now in my closet, my dresser.
Bro.
Could not find a single pair of denim jeans.
Wow.
Fun fact.
That's a fun fact. That is. I feel like you gotta just own a pair, maybe.
Go get a pair.
Some Wranglers.
I have not missed them.
That's fair.
Yeah.
They make so many options now. We're just going on. I love this. They make so many options with like some of those like ABC, like Lulu trousers, or like Viore now is dropping some heat with their like.
I have like some nice straight leg pants from like Lulu or Viore that I like. Why do I need jeans? Why do I need denim jeans?
Once you like what you like, you just don't change it up.
Yeah.
Something's working.
I'm in the gym coaching like almost all the time.
Yeah.
And then if I'm not, I'm at home.
I still live this life like where on the weekends because I still
you do.
I serve at the church and like lead music, and so I have to like wear normal clothes.
You got to wear your deep V.
I actually have liked wearing normal clothes now so much. Like I have a new like appreciation for like getting dressed and like styling. Not to be like showing my feminine side here, but like
that's so cute.
Because I'm just in like Vuori shorts and a t-shirt like all day long, and it's like, oh, I get to put pants on. Like, got some cowboy boots. I've been into that.
Wow,
dude. You know, that's what I'm saying. Word up.
What do you wear the cowboy boots for?
Dude, because they're fashionable.
When you're out wrangling
they're
cows?
not like I will say they're like mall crawlers is what I would term them, because they're Tecovas. Tecovas are kind of known. They're like a higher end boot, but they're nicer. They're like known more as like a fashionable boot versus like you're on the ranch working in them. It's not like a pair of like Justins or something that's a little more rugged. But
you're freaking Gilbert dad through and through.
That's it. Just worship leader vibes.
Worship leader vibes like 20 years ago was like the deep V with
that's
the
what it was.
Yeah.
They had like the rosary.
Yep.
And there was like those big. That's why I said the beanie, but it was like the big saggy one almost. You know, like it wasn't like the skull cap or whatever, but it was like
the big saggy one pulled back.
Yeah, it looked like a diaper a little bit.
Yeah,
like,
like an alien head kind of.
Like I'll pull up some YouTube elevation worship right now, circa 2005.
That's exactly
what they all look like.
Yeah. Now it's camo and cowboy boots.
Camo's big.
Yeah, camo's huge.
Maybe even some leather, dude. I don't do that. But like, go look up Brandon Lake, bro. That guy is rocking some leather pants, singing to Jesus. It's kind of a weird dichotomy, but
what are we doing here?
Let's check your heart, bro. Just kidding.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways.
But anyways.
and segue.
So
into our very passionate, serious topic.
Love it, dude.
So good.
Hey, let's go. We got range.
Yeah.
There we go.
It just shows our fluidity to just.
Yeah.
Let's
do it.
Well, today we are talking about where we're currently at as a nation in terms of our overall health. We're hitting on the idea of investing in your health, the importance of, man, if we don't have the tools, we don't have the answers, what does it look like to invest into something that's going to benefit you?
Yeah. Lay out for us kind of, I mean, I think we're all like semi-aware of the fact that we're not healthy as a culture right now. I mean, especially in the United States. We're struggling, I think, worse than most countries.
Mm-hmm. Which is insane because in terms of like health spending, we surpass most every nation.
Oh, yeah.
But when you look at the data, the graphs show like we are at the bottom of the pool, like compared to like almost some third world countries in terms of our overall health as a nation. Yeah.
I mean, for a country as like wealthy and modern as we are, and the amount of money we spend on quote unquote health care, we are an incredibly sick culture.
Yeah.
So go ahead and lay out for us.
Sure,
I know you have some
this
stats
is just
to share.
Create clarity, right? We're not here to like point fingers, call people out, like
Shame.
that sort of things.
Shame.
So just sharing these statistics because I think clarity is everything, and when we can kind of grasp the full picture, it can help us see the reason, the big why, right? As to why should I pursue a better lifestyle? So, this is kind of nuts, but we'll start with some obesity rates. 42% of U.S. adults are considered obese. 73 to 74% are overweight and or obese combined. So different like protocols or groupings as to if you're X amount.
It's different standards. Yeah. I think I don't know if they're basing that off of body fat percentage or if they're basing that off of BMI. Yeah.
Which BMI, not to go on a tangent, like we know it's in some cases it's not the best. I mean, I have a high BMI based on muscle mass.
It's because you're fat, dude.
Yeah. Well,
No, I think, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, we know that like BMI can be inaccurate if you have more muscle mass.
Yeah. In these cases.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is the BMI is only really it's not like a super accurate measurement. It's a useful tool, but it's not accurate if you are in the gym lifting weights a lot and you have like above average muscle mass.
Yes.
But I don't think that that's an issue.
No.
You know, it's not like 30% of Americans
Sure.
have above average muscle mass. It's like that. I think that that's probably fairly accurate, even though saying BMI isn't the most accurate thing all
Sure.
the time.
Yeah, we can't use it as a cop out.
Yeah.
We have a standardized testing protocol for a reason.
Yeah.
So
you guys do not get a pass on this. 75% of us, 74% of us are
no doubt.
either overweight or
that's a massive
obese.
Massive number. Chronic disease, 60% of adults have at least one chronic disease. This is even more staggering. 40% have two or more.
Wow.
Physical activity, only 23% of adults meet basic strength and cardio guidelines, which I think it's important to probably preface that like the strength and training guidelines of like modern America versus like maybe what we would coach people to is a little bit less. So, you know, I think that percentage would decrease if we were to peer review what is the standard. Like, are we strength training 3 to 5 times a week? Are we doing cardiovascular training 2 to 3 times a week? Are we getting 10K steps in a you know what I mean? That I think that percentage would start.
What
to
does it
drop
say? 23%.
23%
are meeting.
Adults. Sorry, we did. They meet the basic strength and cardio. So, what is that? 77%. Dude, math was not my strong suit. 77. This is why we write it down.
Yeah.
77% of adults are not meeting the standard.
Standard.
Yeah.
For strength
and cardio.
Cardiovascular standards. Yeah, I wonder what those standards are. I would imagine that they're.
Well, because I think what we do as a nation is like we get a little bit unhealthier and our standards come down.
Yeah.
And then it's almost to try and like boost our stats a little bit.
They do that with like the education system.
Yeah, they do. Muscle loss. So sarcopenia, adults lose 3 to 8% of muscle per decade after the age of 30. So imagine like every 10 years, you lost 8% of your muscle mass, like just wasting away.
And most of us didn't have that much to begin with.
Sure. Yep. But I think the big thing with that one, I mean, it says after 30 years old. So I think what it goes to show, it's like, man, we go our whole lifetime being active. Like at school, we have a built-in recess time, right? Like we're running in PE, we're playing sports, and then we hit the age of 30 and suddenly we just drop off. And it's like, it's almost like we joined that like 9 to 5, 40-hour a week workforce and start having kids and start getting stressed, and we just like totally fall off in terms of our activity.
Yeah.
And I think that plays a massive role because it's like if you don't use it, you lose it. So
that's crazy. The chronic disease one, I mean, the obesity, like the obesity numbers are pretty staggering.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's one of the most prevalent issues.
Yeah. And
you cannot argue that like being overweight or obese is not unhealthy. Mm-hmm. Like you kind of see that argument in the last few years that like, oh, you're just overweight, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're unhealthy.
Yeah.
We know that obesity is correlated with higher cause mortality in all cases.
There's no denying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The chronic disease thing though is crazy. That means that like, 42% have 2 or more?
40% have
40%.
Yeah, 60%
have some sort of
have
like
at least one.
irritable bowel syndrome, or Crohn's disease, or
like a thyroid
issue, or like psoriasis, or like these nagging like issues, arthritis, things that destroy your joints, these things that just diminish your quality of life, and that you can't put your finger on it. You can't like go to the doctor and
the chronic disease. I would in my brain says like autoimmune type dysfunction, right?
Yeah,
it's
that's
like,
a lot of that's a lot of it.
It's
sure.
like it's a clear sign that like your body is unwell and or it's combating something that in its environment it's not happy with.
Yeah, and that you just made a good point, like something in the environment, right? So these things like being overweight, being obese, having chronic illnesses, these aren't things you can just go show up to your like primary care physician and like get answers to. We can prescribe drugs to help lower your immune system for arthritis, and we can prescribe things to help with your Crohn's disease, your IBS. We can give like steroidal cream for your psoriasis, but those things are all just like covering the symptom, like trying to help you like make the symptom go away. but it's not actually like as soon as you stop doing those things, the symptoms come right back.
Yeah.
So obviously we're not treating anything that's root cause, right?
I think that's our modern day medical system. We just treat symptoms.
Exactly.
Like I was just thinking about even something like chronic pain, which we'll list out as part of this statistics. Like someone with low back pain, they're going to look for a diagnosis so that they can get to the root of the symptoms, which is going to lead them down the rabbit hole of getting injections, seeing a specialist, like in some cases, some unnecessary surgeries potentially. Like dry needling, cupping, like looking for a method that's going to treat the symptoms so that they can get pain free. But what's the root cause of the symptoms in the first place? Like,
yeah. And that's the point, I think, kind of like from a zoomed out perspective of this conversation is, okay, like the medical system has its place for sure. Like as far as dealing with, replacing joints and acute injuries and, there's so many life-saving treatments that we have, which are really important. But when it comes to things like obesity and chronic diseases or chronic pain, which so many people are dealing with, obviously, like we just stated, the healthcare system is failing us. And that's where I think, the road opens up to, number one, taking responsibility for your own health, investing in your own health, and finding a coach or, someone who's maybe a health coach or a life coach who's like specializes in health focus, or a naturopath, or someone that you can like. Personal trainer obviously is a great one, but someone you can actually like sit down with and like dedicate some time with to like helping you kind of figure out what things in your lifestyle and what things in your environment are not contributing to your health.
Absolutely. Yeah. Sharing a little bit more, metabolic health, only 12% of Americans are metabolically healthy. And then chronic pain, as we had mentioned, this one is just insane. 50 million Americans deal with chronic pain. 20 million of those 50 million have high impact chronic pain, so something that affects them in daily life. So I think what this is, it's recognizing, number one, this is not a small group that's struggling, it's the majority. And then as you were kind of stating, it's defining the why, and then it's attacking the why with methodologies that are going to create long-term solutions versus let me just put the Band-Aid on.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy. It means like 1 in 15 people that you see is like dealing with some sort of chronic pain issue that's like causing them to not be able to live their daily life in the way that they would like to.
Yeah.
And you can, the pain thing is so interesting too, because it's such a big market. Like there's like pain clinics, right? Like pain specialists. Yeah. Again, surgeries, take like back pain, for example. I was actually, this came up for me. I was listening to an interview yesterday with Elon Musk, and he was talking about how basically AI is gonna solve all of our problems. He believes that the size of the economy is gonna 10x in the next 10 years, which is absolutely insane. But one thing he was talking about was like back pain. And he was saying like how he's dealt with back pain, and as wealthy as he is, he had to go get back surgery 3 different times because it was like quote unquote done wrong the first 2 times, And he was talking about like he said this comment like it's not a matter of if you're gonna have back pain, it's a matter of when. And he was like he made this kind of like passive comment of like it's a poor design.
The back is a poor design.
Yeah, I just thought that was
he's right in the first statement because 90% of Americans at some point in their lifetime will deal with low back pain.
Yeah.
So,
but it doesn't have to be that way.
It doesn't have to be that way, and the design is intentional too.
Yeah, and I was saying number 2, it's like that was an ignorant comment.
1,000%
in my perspective, because the problem is not the design, the problem is how we treat it. Right, the problem is the environment.
Yep.
So my point with the back pain was like, you can find studies that show that exercise doesn't help back pain. You can find all sorts of studies that show exercise is not beneficial for reducing back pain. But you dig into the studies and they're having people like do leg press and leg extensions and like sit on a machine and like having people do these machine exercises, which is like, of course, this isn't going to help with someone's back pain because we're not addressing the issue. We're not addressing the thing that's causing the back pain.
Yeah.
You need someone who understands how these systems, these complex systems work together in order to create the right environment and give you the right activities to bring yourself into a place of balance where you no longer have back pain.
Yeah.
So it's like the human body is a complex system, and we need to invest in the people that take their time to learn and focus and study this, because we can't just do it ourselves, especially if that's not something that you have spent time like learning about or, spent time studying. It's like, it's a very complex subject, and there's people that have spent lots of time investing their time and energy into studying how to figure these things out and coaching other people on how to do the same.
Yeah. Yeah, and pain is interesting because it puts people into a headspace where they want immediate solutions to their discomfort, right? And you don't have the patience to try the thing that may actually be the avenue to create freedom for you. So taking exercise as the example, like I think exercise is the number one surefire way to create long-term success in something like low back pain. I dealt with chronic back pain for like 3 years. It was awful. But as soon as I created the right modality of training and the right like culmination of rest to work to movements to mobility and crap, had this program crafted for me, like I don't even think about my low back anymore. And that's like, I found freedom in that. But
yeah.
But people won't get to that space because they don't want to do the work. They just want the solution for the discomfort, right? The crazy thing about a low back, you could MRI 10 grown adults. 9 out of 10 of those people are going to show some form of disc degeneration. And it's whether you're asymptomatic or symptomatic. So, and then the other problem is that if I go get imaging on something that's uncomfortable and I feel pain with, and now that imaging is giving me the answer that I thought in the first place, I'm identifying as the person with the disc bulge or the disc herniation. And because now I identify as that person, I'm completely avoiding all of these things that could give me potential freedom. I'm not going to deadlift. I'm not going to hinge. I'm not going to squat. I'm not going to run. I'm not going to jump. When in reality, those in the right context are the thing that's going to unlock freedom. So yeah, pain is a crazy one, especially chronic pain. It's one thing to like be in a football game and tear your ACL and go have the surgery and follow the PT protocol and rehab that very acute injury. It's a whole different ballgame when you're dealing with like chronic pain issues, because something like a low back or, it's like, oh, I'm going to lock my bike tire at the work campus and boom, there it goes as soon as I bend over, right? Like it's a whole different ballgame. Yeah. But
it's not necessarily an acute injury, like I tore something or I broke something. Yeah. It's a chronic discomfort, which is a signal your body's telling you something is not right here.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, so many people are walking around with disc degeneration or herniated discs, and as soon as you get the imaging done, then the doctor can say, look, there's the cause of your pain. Yeah. We go and do the surgery, and you're going to be better. Yeah. So many times people get surgery and they don't feel better. They're not better. Yeah, they don't feel better.
Yeah, there's a stat that shows that chronic pain, the reason why you could potentially still be in pain, there's 729 reasons as to why you could still be in pain. And the reality is, like the statistic shows, most of us stop doing the thing that kept us pain-free after the age of 30. And when you stop doing the thing, your cup of capacity shrinks. Your ability to handle what life is throwing at you from a standpoint of stress, kids, work, sleep, go down the list, it shrinks because I stopped doing the thing. And when that shrinks, well, great, now I have a disc bulge, and now that's the thing that bugs me every single day of my life. But you can't just blame the deadlift that you did the one time. You have to look at the whole picture, and we have to solve the answer for how do I grow my cup from a shot glass of capacity to a gallon-sized jug to a deep freezer, because we can get to that point.
Yeah. Talk a little bit more about that metaphor of like your cup for capacity. Yeah. Like, what does that mean?
Yeah. So I just think in terms of like, if I if I don't perform activity, if my muscles are weak, if I'm overweight, if I have chronic disease or whatever that looks like, and now in that little tiny shot glass of life, I add in my work stress, I add in my kids' schedule, I add in I got poor nights of sleep, I add in I had a couple beers last night. That starts to fill up. And then we say, okay, I want to go to the gym and I'm going to do that thing that maybe gets a little finicky when I do the thing. And now you're spilling out of that cup. To me, that's where discomfort happens. That's where you get hurt. That's where you get the flare up, the big bang, the setback.
Because the chronic disease.
Yeah, because you're spilling out of that cup. You don't have room for more.
Yeah.
And so if you're in that spot and you're someone who wants to start making headway, start making changes, we have to figure out how to have the right sized on-ramp to fit in that cup with what you currently have so that you don't spill out. So like if I had a poor night of sleep, well, I'm not going to go to the gym and crush an hour and 20 strength session. I'm going to start with like 30 minutes, hitting some like appropriatized movements and then going on the treadmill and then doing some mobility and then going home. And then I'm going to rest the next day. Like you can't on-ramp yourself at the spot that you don't have capacity for.
Yes.
So I don't know if that helps clarify.
So the cup is like your ability to handle stress, life.
Yeah.
The demands of life, basically.
Yeah.
So we can reduce what's in the cup by reducing our stress, and we can also grow our cup by increasing our capacity to handle stress or whatever it is.
Yep.
And you're basically making the point that we have to move at a pace. We have to move at a pace that our body can adapt to in order to expand our capacity.
Absolutely.
I think we also have to, find ways to reduce unnecessary stress, from other parts of our lives, like not getting a good night's sleep. And a lot of times it's like a voluntary stress that we're taking on because we're making poor decisions around our sleep. Or like you said, having a couple beers, having a couple alcoholic beverages in the evening, that's a stress that we're choosing that's filling our cups and making our life worse, making our ability to handle stress worse. Yeah. Okay, I like that metaphor.
And maybe if, in that event, maybe you're not getting good sleep because of like a hormone imbalance. But like you had mentioned, well, maybe that's where you seek out an intervention like a holistic nurse practitioner that could, you could get blood work done. You could have a record of what your hormone panel looks like. You can start supplementing certain things that you may be deficient in. And then you may find that after doing that a little while, your sleep improves. Yeah. So then your sleep starts improving, then your capacity increases.
Yes. I mean, and that's a great resource. I would also say, like, did you get natural light during the day? Did you exercise during the day? Did you turn your electronics off an hour before bed? Yeah. Did you eat, a good dinner, like a couple hours before you were going to go to bed? Mm-hmm. There's so many things. There's so many decisions that you make during the day leading up to that sleep that are going to affect your sleep.
Absolutely.
And those decisions are also going to affect your hormones. So going and getting your hormones checked and and having that resource can be really powerful and help a lot of people, but also knowing that the decisions that you're making throughout the day are also going to affect those hormones, which are going to affect your sleep. Again, it's that looking in the mirror. Like you were just kind of saying, as far as like the like with the pain, people don't want to address the issue. They want to they're seeking the quick fix. They're seeking the solution to their pain versus kind of exploring the root of it. And I think we get into that perspective with so many things in our life. And I think that ultimately is a reflection of the state that we're in right now. The reason that we are so sick and so overweight is because as a culture, our attention span and our ability to postpone gratification and be patient and commit to a path and be disciplined in moving towards something, I think has diminished. Mm-hmm. And even I love that the healthcare system is changing and that we're seeing a surge of holistic nurse practitioners, naturopaths, people doing telehealth medicine, people that are even just like holistic health coaches, personal trainers. Like we're seeing more investment in these other avenues of health, right? People going to get blood work, people just seeking out, experts to help them like look at their blood work and make recommendations for supplements and things like that. Like we're kind of steering away from the like typical medical system.
People are dumb kind of. There's kind of this like moving consensus that people are kind of done with like the current medical
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're shifting and it's really
like,
cool.
I don't want to go to my PCP who's like a part of the statistics of obesity and who doesn't practice what he preaches and who looks at my cholesterol report and says, oh, you start eating cleaner, or I guess you need to start doing more cardio.
Yeah,
it's
you're
like,
50 pounds overweight.
It's like the football coach who like blows the whistle at you to do sprints when he's like sitting there snacking on chips. You know what I mean? It's like that concept of like, I want someone who isn't indoctrinated by the quote unquote system and who is practicing what they preach.
Yes. Yeah. And that's beautiful. And I love that we're starting to see this giant ship starting to steer, right? We're starting to change directions and it takes time. But also I think we have to be careful not getting caught up in the same mentality where it's like, I don't feel good. So now I'm going to, instead of being prescribed some sort of, just pill, some sort of pharmaceutical drug to help with the symptom, now I'm being prescribed like this supplement or this hormone. It's like
you're still going to be chasing the rabbit's tail.
Yeah, it's like a step in the right direction, but we can still get into this myopic view where it's like, you just need to take this pill. It's not a pharmaceutical, but it's it's a zinc, or your hormones are off here. Take these bioidentical hormones. It's like, okay, these are useful tools when used in the right context.
Yeah.
But also we need to continue to look in the mirror and find out like why.
Yeah.
Why is this issue coming up? Because in my personal belief, the body is intelligent. Like we were saying, like that Elon Musk quote, you're saying it's a poor design. Like I don't think that the body is a poor design. I think that the body is designed very well when given the right environment, when given the right information. And
yeah, not to cut you off, like I think people need to recognize like how like we're sharing these statistics because these statistics, while they may be discouraging to see where we're at as a society, they actually prove how resilient the human body is. Like we can for 40, 50, 60 years treat our body like total crap, and it actually is able to withstand all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, just to like point the...
No, it's a great
picture.
point. I mean, the more that you learn about health and how the body functions, the more amazed I am at like how I'm like, sometimes I'm like, how is this person even alive?
Yeah.
It's like this you've been like surviving off of like gas station food and soda for like 40 years and somehow
still kicking.
I'm like,
and some of those people, they'll do like blood work and you're like, dude, wait, you don't have poor cholesterol and you're not dying? You're
not about to die. Like, it blows your mind.
Yeah.
Right? So like the body is extremely resilient. But yeah, just to say, we have to continue to look within and get to know ourselves and just honestly reflect on what it is that we are doing, the choices that we are making that are contributing to our own bullshit, to our own disease. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it does not matter how many interventions you want to seek out. It's great that we do that, and it's great that we have access to all those things as you shared. It still takes effort on our part to implement action because you could get really bloated with information. You could spend all the money throwing it at the wall to try and get it to create change for you. I mean, I'll share just perspective. Like I have, clients, let's say that they come to me 2 times a week. That's 2 hours out of their week of 100+ hours a week. Like, so in order for them to make changes beyond what we're doing in that hour, it takes them like taking ownership of the changes they're trying to make. They have to start being in tune with their food. They have to start going to bed on time. They have to start getting more movement throughout the days they're not with me. Like all of those will play a role in their success. And what a lot of people tend to do is they throw money at the problem. They maybe show up for a little bit, they attack it, and then it doesn't work because change doesn't happen in 2, 3, 4 weeks, right? So it's being willing, as you shared, to endure the good fight and like be your own scientific method and your own guinea pig to, regardless of whatever the intervention is, be willing to endure and be willing to continue growing and challenging yourself by taking another step of action. Yeah. So.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly reflecting, like, oh, I'm doing this thing that I know is not good for me.
Mm-hmm.
I should stop doing that thing.
Yeah.
And then holding yourself accountable to doing that thing, you know?
Yeah.
Or there's this thing that I know I could do and I should do, but for some reason I'm just choosing not to.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, how do I actually change? Like, change happens like here first, you know? And then it's, okay, I know I could do that. I know I should do that. When am I going to start making the decision to do that? And then consistently doing that creates change over time.
Mm. Yeah, the more you procrastinate it, the more decision fatigue you have about it. The other thing too, I would just really just encourage folks to not be waiting for like a savior, right? In terms of the supplement helping them, or the fad diet being the fix for their obesity, or waiting for the FDA to change their protocols, or like big things like that. I mean, we saw that as like RFK took over and there was like all these big plans to, change the food pyramid, and we're going to get rid of food dyes and all these things. And people were like rejoicing in the streets because, like everything's going to get so much better. It's like, yeah, well, even though they weren't quote unquote better, you still could go to the grocery store and source a quality meal. You still could invest in a coach and have a blueprint on how you're going to start exercising and like all those things. Like I really want to encourage people, like, not getting in this like kind of victim mentality, waiting for a savior to come, and be someone who is willing to invest in themselves, do the work, take action. Like, I'm just going to keep saying it. Like,
yeah. Take responsibility.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good thing for us to get some of the poison out of our foods.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good thing to change the food pyramid to reflect a more accurate, healthy diet. Those are good things. But
that food table can say whatever it wants, but if you're not consuming that food table, then it doesn't matter at all. It does not matter.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely it. And it's, I mean, to some degree, no one should, you can't blame your state on anyone else, like to some degree. Obviously, to some degree. Yeah. But I mean, ultimately, you can't blame your current health situation on, X government employee or the president or the FDA or the food industry or, the pharmaceutical industry. You can't blame it on anyone. You have to, again, there are options. There are things you can do to make yourself healthier that are within your power, within your resources. You just have to sit down, get honest with yourself, analyze those things, write them down, and then decide to make a plan and do it.
Yeah.
And it's really beneficial and helpful, I think, for most people to find some aid and hiring someone to help you do that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what a good coach is going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like you were just saying, you have clients that see you 2 hours a week. You're giving them a really good workout during that 2 hours, but I guarantee you're talking to them about the rest of their life. In that 2 hours a week, I'm sure the conversation you're having is, okay, what are you eating? How are you moving outside of the gym? How are you sleeping?
Mm-hmm.
How are your current stress levels? Because we know as coaches, the rest of the, X amount of hours per week that they're spending away from us is so much more important for their health than like anything I can do in that 1 hour workout,
Yeah. And my role is like, and I'm sure you do this too, it's like you have that hour, you're having that conversation, and then I want to always give my client like some homework that they can attack and like keep it like low hanging. Like an example, I've got a client, he's trying to do this. I think it's awesome because it's created some kickstart and motivation for him to start tracking his nutrition. He's doing a competition, like a body fat. I appreciate it's body fat and not weight loss competition with a group of his buddies. So it's given him some added motivation, but he's kind of like full sending into maybe being just a little bit too aggressive. So that's where I can like come in as a coach and say, hey,
whoa.
like, I know you want to win this thing. It's awesome. We still got a protocol that we want to follow. So it's like, hey, this week, here's the homework. With one meal, you're going to eat like one piece of fruit, right? Like increase your carbs by 20 to 30 grams. And then 2 to 3 times a week, I want you to find some time, 30 to 60 minutes, and go for a walk. That's it. So that's what I'm giving him. It's like, I know he's going to come Monday, Wednesday, Friday. He's going to get a great workout. We're going to make sure his body feels good. But while he's focusing on the rest of the hours in the week, those are the 2 things he's focusing on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to make a little headway. But like the point proves that like, even though we're like elaborating a lot on all this stuff, it's like, it can be simple, small steps. It can be add a piece of fruit at a meal and go for a couple walks this week.
Yeah.
It can be small steps, baby steps, be able to regurgitate, digest it a little bit, and then kind of aim to the next thing.
Yeah, and it has to be, especially depending on where you're starting. You know, just like in the gym, we know that that progressive overload is how we get stronger. So we take, just for example, you're squatting, you squat 100 pounds. The next week you decide I'm going to squat 105 pounds. The week after that, you squat 110 pounds. And we slowly, baby step our way to being really strong. And wherever you are right now in your health journey, you just have to do the next thing that you know you could do and should do.
Yep.
If that's like, right now I'm having 3 beers every night, like consistently. That's just my routine. I'm going to drop it to 2. Boom. That's a step in the right direction.
That's it.
It's like it seems small, it seems insignificant, but it's a step toward the direction that you want to go. And then as that gets easier, you're feeling better, you can drop it down to 1. Or maybe it's like, oh, I'm only going to drink on the weekends. Or maybe I'm only going to drink, every other night and I'm only going to have a couple beers. It's like whatever it is, I'm not walking right now, I'm going to start walking 20 minutes a day.
Yeah.
Like whatever that, like for you as an individual, doesn't matter what anyone else is doing, doesn't matter what you see on Instagram, doesn't matter, that dude on Instagram that's 200 pounds and 6% body fat and shredded. And he's like, this is what you need to be doing every day. 1 meal a day, keto. I freaking swim 2,000 meters in the morning and then go do my lift. It's like,
yeah. Well, and that's like what we were talking about earlier. Like that guy's like weekly routine is not your on-ramp. If you're someone who is 20 pounds overweight, hasn't exercised consistently for 20 years, like don't do what that guy's doing.
No, no. Yeah, you have to scale it to where you're at.
Yeah.
And the best question that you can ask yourself, in my opinion, is get quiet, get honest with yourself, sit down. Maybe you want to write this down and say, okay, what is one thing that I could do and I should do that I would be willing to do that I know would be beneficial for me, that I know would be good for my health.
Yeah.
And it's okay if it's small. And write that down and then you got to fucking do it. You got to. Sure. And then once you do that, like the next thing is going to open itself to you. Like that's how, that's kind of how life works, is like you pull that thread and then as you progress through that level, the next level naturally opens up to you. You're like,
it's like the old OxyClean commercial. Like, but wait, there's more.
Exactly. Like there's always more.
Yeah.
Until you become, I don't know, Brian Johnson, you're just dropping freaking millions of dollars a month. Like
that guy's an anomaly.
Yeah. But I mean, obviously that's not the goal, but just, as an example, it doesn't have to be. And you can get to the point where you're healthy without it having to be your life. And this is something that you preach a lot on your social media is like, there are ways to do this as a busy parent who has a full-time job or runs a business. There's ways to do this that are simple, that will help you put on muscle, help you get lean, and help you feel good about your health. Yeah. There's ways to do it.
Yeah, and where we're spearheading this whole conversation is that's where an investment in someone who can cater the plan, appropriatize the plan for you can be so beneficial in you making headway on this stuff. Because ultimately it's like, yes, we are saying you need to take ownership. There are a lot of things that you've got to start doing for yourself in wanting to change your reality, but you also don't have to do that stuff alone. That's like the biggest thing. I think if we could encourage people in any way, it's like there are folks like you and I and millions of others out there that exist that want to help you, that like commit their whole job to helping you. Like I work a 40-hour to 60-hour a week job where I literally just come alongside other people to serve them and help them achieve better goals. So you do the same thing. And I think people just need to hear that. Like, but it takes an investment.
Yeah.
And so I think the biggest thing, not to be corny, not to be like dramatic, but it's either you invest now if you don't know what the heck you're doing, or that investment's going to cost you a lot later, whether financially and or physically in your body, in your world experience.
Medical bills are way more expensive than a freaking personal trainer.
For sure. I'd rather pay $500 a month for a trainer that I see a couple times a week and feel good, confident in my skin, feel strong, feel capacity for my life, understand how to eat nutrition or how to like approach nutrition, then pay $5,000 later because I'm getting a hip replacement and I'm paying for GLP-1s. Like, personal
trainer is cheaper than back surgery.
For sure.
It's cheaper than chemotherapy.
Yeah.
You know?
And it works. Yeah. I mean, not for maybe not.
I'm not saying to cure cancer. I'm saying
for sure. But like a back pain, dude. Like again, I had a disc bulge and I had like 50% degeneration on my S1. Like, I'm not in back pain anymore.
Before 30.
I'm not in back pain anymore. Yeah. Why? It's not because I went and got injections. It's not because I went and had some surgery. Yes, I've gotten MRIs done. Yes, I've gone to the PT appointments of folks that I trust and gotten treatment and all that stuff. But like, strength training was the only thing that created long-term freedom. So I just continue to reiterate the power that has.
Yeah, and with the cancer thing, I mean, this might sound dramatic, but like, spending the money to invest in a good personal trainer, like in your 30s and 40s, like that might keep you from getting a cancer diagnosis like later in life. Like,
if you had some guidance on like how to adjust your nutrition, create more movement. Like, we have proven evidence that, I mean, not in maybe realms where there's genetic precursors and DNA related tumors and things that can grow, but like, we have proven science that shows that better, like more movement, better exercise, better nutrition, better sleep, like those are 1000% combative to you getting cancer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And I'm biased, but I do believe that like hiring a quality personal trainer is one of the best investments that you can make in your health.
Yeah.
There are very few other professionals that you get to spend that much time with. Like, even if you're going to go see a naturopath, you may be paying thousands for like one appointment a month, like seeing them for a few hours, doing all the different tests, getting, whatever supplements and things they recommend. Like, you're going to be spending a lot of money. And again, you might only be seeing that person once every month, once every 2 months, once every 3 months. Personal trainer, you're going to be seeing them typically at least twice a week for an hour. They're not just going to be putting you through a work. If they're a good personal trainer, they're not just going to be putting you through a workout. They're going to be talking to you about how to change your nutrition, how to make better decisions around your sleep, how to get movement throughout the day. Like, you can really move the needle on so many of these really important foundational things just by investing in a good personal trainer.
Absolutely.
And we're on the front lines of like sitting down, talking with people, and like getting to see the reality of where people are at, and getting to be on those front lines of helping them make changes.
That's the exact thought that was like in my brain as you were sharing that, is like, we are the front lines of healthcare.
Yeah.
But I think more people like need to hear that. Like, and with all of the knowledge that's out there, the certifications that we can take, like a good personal trainer is hopefully like has a bit of understanding. Like, we need to kind of be like Renaissance men and women who have a little bit of understanding of nutrition, of certainly exercise, of the effects of sleep, hormones, how to read lab work, like pain management. Like, that's what we deal with on a daily basis. Like, the more affected people are by our current environment, the more we as trainers need to know to be able to combat those things. And as you shared, like, to be able to coach people through these unsteady waters, if you will. So
we have to understand at least the core principles of so many different things when it comes to health. And you look at physical therapists who go to school for 6 to 8 years, and they're rarely giving people more than like 10 to 15 pounds on exercises, and they're doing exercises with bands. Then you go to like your local personal trainer who's been training for a year, and he's like, trying to get people to squat 150, 200 pounds. It's like, as trainers, we have to be really intentional
Yes.
and again, and intelligent with how we're progressing people, with how we're training them. Cause again, you can hurt people,
Yeah.
but like a good personal trainer, again, is going to help you. A good personal trainer should almost be like a decent physical therapist, a decent nutritionist, like even a decent like psychologist in a way.
Yeah.
Again, understand, like you said, how to read blood work. So if you can find a good personal trainer who is experienced and really cares about what they're doing, that's such an important investment, in my opinion.
That's to me like the biggest gap with training and like more so on the injury side of things is PTs are really knowledgeable, but the majority of PTs can only get you so far. And a lot of PTs now, they want imaging to tell you what the diagnosis is so then they can treat you. And they just treat symptoms. They're not giving you the long-term plan. And I say that what I will preface is I've worked with phenomenal physical therapists that are great in the performance setting, that are super knowledgeable. And I've learned so much through my time, even with my own injury history, working with them. But like there needs to be, and where a good trainer comes in is now we can bridge the gap between treatment, corrective exercise, acute pain, to long-term improvement on your pain because now you got super strong. Yeah. It's the same methodology. It's just progressed to now you're scaling and getting better and getting stronger and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it, man. You got anything else to share?
No, man. I think it's good.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, guys, go make some changes. Find a good personal trainer, hire them, and let's get rolling.
Let's go.
Nice.